Just hear those sleigh bells tingling, ting, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the snow. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We're snuggled up together like birds of a feather would be. Let's take the road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. There's a birthday party at the home of Farmer Gray. It'll be the perfect ending of a perfect day. We'll be singing the songs we love to sing without a single stop. At the fireplace where we watch the chestnuts pop. Pop, 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 there's a happy feeling nothing in the world can buy. When we pass around the coffee and the pumpkin pie, it'll really be like a picture print by Career and Ives. These wonderful things are the things we remember through all our lives. Let's hear those sleigh bells ding, 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 ding. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Let's take the road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time. Go riding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in a jingling beat. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in a jingling beat. That's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the Jingle Bell Rock. You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then guide my sleigh tonight. Then all the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Go, Rudolph! With your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
A Visit from St. Nicholas by Clement Clark Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes did appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then, in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed in all fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled! His dimples, how merry! His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the dawn of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angels' voices on night divine, all night when Christ was born, all night divine, all night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord, then ever praise we his power and glory evermore proclaim. His power and glory evermore proclaim.
Hi everybody. So I know you're used to me reading Julie Andrews to you, but today I figured we'd do a little something more festive. So I've brought with me The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry, which is a very traditional tale told around this time of year. So I'm going to read it aloud to you, and I hope you enjoy. $1.87. That was all. She had been scrimping and saving every penny she could for months, and this was the meager result. 3 times Della counted it. $1.87. There was clearly nothing to do but flop down on the shabby couch and howl. So Della did it. She finished her cry and dabbed at her cheeks with a cloth. She stood by the window and looked out dully at a gray cat walking on a gray fence in a gray backyard. Tomorrow was Christmas, and she had only $1.87 to buy Jim a present. The $20 a week earned by Jim didn't go far. Expenses had been far greater than she had calculated. They always are. Only $1.87 to buy a present for Jim. Her Jim. Many a happy hour she had spent planning for something nice for him. Something fine and rare and sterling. Something just a little bit near to being worth the honor of Della felt being Mrs. James Dillingham Young. There was a single mirror propped between the windows of the small room. Suddenly, she whirled from the window and stood before the glass. Her eyes were shining brilliantly, but her face had lost its color within 20 seconds. Rapidly, she pulled down her hair and let it fall to its full length. Now, there were two possessions of the James Dillingham Youngs in which they both took mighty pride. One was Jim's gold pocket watch that had been his father's and his grandfather's. The other was Della's hair. So now Della's beautiful hair fell about her, rippling and shining and cascading. It reached below her knee and made itself almost a garment for her. And then she did it again nervously and quickly. She faltered for a minute and stood still while a tear or two splashed on the worn red carpet. On went her old brown jacket. On went her old brown hat. With a whirl of her skirts and with the brilliant sparkle still in her eyes, she fluttered out the door and down the stairs to the street. Where she stopped, the sign read, Madame Sofroni, hair goods of all kind. One flight up, Della ran, arriving out of breath. Madam, will you buy my hair? Asked Della. I buy hair, said Madam. Take off your hat. Let's have a look at it. Down rippled the brown cascade. $20, said Madam, lifting the mass with a practiced hand. Give it to me quick, said Della. And the next 2 hours tripped by on rosy wings. Della was busy ransacking the stores for Jim's present. She found it at last. It surely had been made for Jim and no one else. There was no other like it in any of the stores, and she had turned all of them inside out. It was a platinum fob watch chain, simple and chaste in design. It would be beautiful with his pocket watch. As soon as she saw it, she knew that it must be Jim's. It was like him. Quietness and value, the description applied to both. $21 they took for it, and she hurried home. When Della reached home, her bliss gave way to a little prudence and reason. She took out her curling iron, went to work repairing the damage made by generosity added to love. Within 40 minutes, her head was covered with tiny, close-lying curls that made her look like a young schoolgirl. At 7 o'clock, the coffee was made and the frying pan was back on the stove, hot and ready to cook the chops. Jim was never late. Della doubled the fob chain in her hand and sat on the corner of the table near the door that he always entered. Please, God, she whispered, make him still think I'm pretty. The door opened and Jim stepped in and closed it. He looked thin and very serious. Poor fellow, he was only 22 and the responsibility of a family. He needed a new overcoat and was without gloves. Jim stopped inside the door, as immovable as an Irish setter dog on the scent of a squaw. His eyes were fixed on Della. Della wriggled off the table and went for him. Jim, darling, she cried, don't look at me that way. I had my hair cut off and sold it because I couldn't have lived through the holidays without giving you a present. I just had to do it. My hair grows awfully fast. You don't know what a beautiful, nice gift I've got for you. You've cut off your hair? Asked Jim, with a peculiar expression on his face. You needn't look for it, said Della. It's sold. I tell you, sold and gone. But be good to me. I did it for you. Maybe the hairs on my head were numbered, she went on, with a sudden serious sweetness. But nobody could ever count my love for you. Shall I put on the chops, Jim? Out of his trance, Jim seemed quickly to wake. He wrapped his arms tenderly around Della. Jim drew a package from his overcoat pocket and threw it on the table. Don't make any mistake, Dell, he said. About me, there isn't anything in the way of a haircut that could make me love my girl any less. But if you'll unwrap that package there, you may see why you had me going a while at first. Her fingers tore at the string and paper, and then an ecstatic scream of joy, and then, alas, a quick feminine change to hysterical tears and wails, necessitating the comforting powers of her husband. For inside the package lay hair combs, the set of combs that Della had worshipped long in a Broadway store. Beautiful combs, pure tortoiseshell, with jeweled rims, just the shade to wear in the beautiful, vanished hair. They were expensive combs, and her heart simply craved and yearned over them without the least hope of possession. And now they were hers. But the tresses that should have adorned the beautiful combs were gone. She hugged them to her chest, and at length she was able to look up with dim eyes and smile and say, "My hair goes fast, Jim." And then Della leapt up like a spooked cat and cried, "Oh!" Jim had not yet seen his beautiful present. She held it out to him eagerly upon her open palm. The dull, precious metal seemed to flash with a reflection of her bright and ardent spirit. "Isn't it dandy, Jim? I hunted all over town to find it. You'll have to look at the time 100 times a day now on your beautiful watch. Here, give it to me. I want to see how it looks." Instead of obeying, Jim tumbled down on the couch and put his hands under the back of his head and smiled. "Dell," he said, "let's put our presents away and keep 'em a while. They're too nice to use at present. I sold the watch to get the money to buy your combs. And now, I suppose, you put on the pork chops." The Magi, as you know, were wise men, wonderfully wise men, who brought gifts in the manger. Being wise, their gifts were no doubt wise ones. And here, I have lamely told you the uneventful chronicles of two foolish children in a tiny apartment who most unwisely sacrificed for each other the greatest treasures of their house. But in a last word to the wise of these days, let it be said that of all those who give gifts, these two were the wisest. O all who give and receive gifts such as they are the wisest. Everywhere they are wisest. They are the Magi. Hi everybody, please enjoy this song, Let It Snow, music written by Julie Stein and lyrics by Sammy Kahn.
Let time is here, happiness and cheer, fun for all that children call their favorite time of the year. Snowflakes in the air, carols everywhere, olden times and ancient rhymes of love and dreams to share. Sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere, Yuletide by the fireside, and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here, we'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year. Sleigh bells in the air, beauty everywhere, Yuletide by the fireside, and joyful memories there. Christmas time is here, we'll be drawing near. Oh, that we could always see such spirit through the year.
Saludos y bienvenidos.
Welcome, welcome.
Aquí estamos Carolina de Hoyos.
And Maribel Rios.
We're the girls from the Spanish Club.
And also Pepe.
Oh yeah, Pepe. I'm so sorry, Pepe. Pepe's here.
Yes.
Our lovely Pepe. All right, so Maribel, let's take a seat because we're going to talk about a special event. We usually celebrate it annually. It's called the Parranda, right?
Parranda, yes.
Yes. So, if you allow me a moment, I have something to read about Parranda. Okay, so Parranda usually lasts from the end of November through the end of January. And this is actually a very popular Puerto Rican tradition where it's like another version of caroling, right?
Yes.
Okay. It is marked by singing traditional Puerto Rican music called aguinaldos, or Christmas songs, and using traditional instruments including guitars, encuentros, tambourines, maracas, palitos, and güiros. So how does it work? Usually a small group of people called the parranderos get the party started by surprising a friend at their house with music from Puerto Rico. Once the musicians have congregated on someone's porch, they begin an asalto navideño, or a Christmas assault. This song awakens and greets the homeowner, who must come to the door and let the musicians in. The musicians squeeze into the house and continue to perform aguinaldos. They usually get started after 10 p.m., so that one is awoken in surprise. Then, as a group, they continue to the next house. Each house visit grows bigger through the night as more neighbors join in. The parranderos are usually plied with drinks and food, and perhaps a little homemade coquito, which is Puerto Rico's version of the eggnog. And then on to the next house. Usually things wrap up around daybreak, with the last house usually providing something heartier like an asopao or stew.
Yeah.
So Maribel, my dear Maribel, she is actually the one who introduced the parranda to the Spanish club because she and her family have had experience.
Oh yes, we
Through this
had.
event.
I remember, stories that my mom told me when I was a young girl that she used to love bajandas, and she remember one, a couple of times she was sleeping and then she hears the music, and she used to get so excited, and she used to run to the window and see them coming, and my grandfather used to wake up my grandmother to get up to start, making drinks and start making a stew for them, and they used to come and sing carols, and in the house, and my grandfather used to play the guitar, and he would sing with them, and then they would leave, and Grandpa used to leave with them. And let's say that was a Friday night, and then Grandpa used to stroll back in on Sunday morning.
Wow. Pepe, did you ever do that? Oh, no, he's a saint. Yeah, right. Oh, well, you mentioned the drinks, and here we have some coquito, which is the Puerto Rican version of eggnog.
Yes. And I have a short video of explaining how to make our traditional coquito, our Puerto Rican eggnog.
So you mean to tell me you made this?
I made this. Yes,
Wow.
I did. Yes,
Okay,
I did.
so let's see
And
if
I have a short video.
Yeah.
And we're going to play it for you, and you'll see me making it. Welcome to my place. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the traditional coquito. Okay? First, what we do, we have the ingredients. We have over here, we have evaporated coconut milk, and we put it in the blender. Okay? I got 2 cans. Okay? Now I'm pouring them in. Alright. Then we have here, we have Coco Lopez coconut cream. You can use any one. It doesn't have to be Coco Lopez. And then you also, pour it inside. All inside. Okay. And make sure you get it all in there. Okay. Put 2 cans, of coconut cream. Okay. Pour that in. Okay. In the blender. Now we have coconut milk, okay? 2 cans of coconut milk. And also, we have, I hope that everything fits in here. We also have here 1 can of condensed milk. Right? Can of condensed milk. So the ingredients was 2 evaporated milk, 2 coconut milk, 2 coconut cream, 1 condensed milk. Now we put a little bit of vanilla. Not too much, very little vanilla. And we put a little bit of nutmeg. And now the best part is put a little bit rum, white rum we use. Okay, it could be Bacardi, it could be Don Q, as long as white rum. Okay, I don't drink that much, so I just put very little. With my husband, he'll put the whole bottle. But for me, I only put very little. And also you could boil the cinnamon sticks. You could boil them. You could also store anicia. You boil that with cloves. You could boil that, and then when the water gets like this color, you drain it, and then you let it cool, and then you could pour some in. I'm just going to pour very little. Okay? And then we're going to mix it, and let's see what happens. All right? Power. And then I put them in the jar, and we have like 2 cinnamon sticks, and I'll be bringing it to work tomorrow so we can all have a taste of our traditional coquito. All right, thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
I want to make some after
Right
tasting
here.
this, of course. Make some at home.
Yes.
You made it seem so easy. I remember we were talking over the phone earlier and reminiscing on the old times they used to actually use eggs.
Yes, back long years ago, they used to take the egg whites. They used to use
The egg whites.
the egg whites,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You like coquito? You like a lot of alcohol in yours,
Yes.
Pepe? You and her husband are the same way.
Yes.
I know. You're partying hard. All right. So you had mentioned to me, Maribel, that we should play a special song. And when we thought about the special song, we thought about a song that is very, very famous and
around
well
the world.
known.
And around the world, very, very famous song. And everybody knows him. He's very famous, and he has the same name as my father, Jose. Oh my God! And
Wow.
that's my dad.
He looks like Jose Feliciano.
Yes, he does look like Jose Feliciano. That was one of our Navidad parties at my grandfather's house. My grandfather, my uncles, and my dad, they used to play the guitar. They used to sing Bajanda songs in our holiday parties and New Year's party. The house used to get so crowded with family. And I remember one year, New Year's, all the children was in one room, and then when it hit 12 o'clock, all the mothers came in the room looking for their children so they could hug them and kiss them. We used to have beautiful, beautiful, wonderful holiday parties.
Wow.
And that is my dad, and he looks just like Jose Feliciano. And his name is also Jose.
Okay.
Just
Wow.
like Pepe.
Just like Pepe.
Yes.
Oh, you said Pepe is what's
Pepe,
your father's
yes,
nickname?
Yes, nickname.
Okay. So,
So-
as the commercial behind me plays, we're
Yes.
going to introduce the very, very famous song by Jose Feliciano, Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Da, 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 da. Feliz Navidad, da, 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 da. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Hey! So, Maribel, you had mentioned that excuse me, that back when your grandparents used to have
The
the
parrandas,
parranda, there was
yeah.
a story you told me earlier.
Yeah, there was a song that my grandfather used to sing, and it's a very traditional parranda song. Everybody knows it, and it's called La Luz. And then it was saying how the wind used to come, right? And it used to blow out the candle.
Yeah, yeah. So I had a light that was shining bright. Tenía una luz que alumbraba.
Yes.
Y venía
Brisa.
la brisa. ¡Fua! Y se la apagaba. So the wind would come and ¡fua!
Yes,
It
was a great song.
Burn it out. And that's a great song. I've even heard residents from upstairs singing it. Yeah.
And usually when I hear it, it just brings me back to that time when I was small and the family getting together and my aunts making food and the big parties and the sing-alongs, and we also sing this song, and I hope you enjoy it like my family does. And here we are.
Okay. Whew, that's not it though, but after this commercial,
Yes.
the song will come on.
Yo tenía una luz que a mí me alumbraba. Yo tenía una luz que a mí me alumbraba. Y venía la brisa, ¡guau! Me la apagaba. Y venía la brisa, ¡guau! Me la apagaba. Yo tenía una luz que a mí me alumbraba. Yo tenía una luz que a mí me alumbraba. Y venía la brisa, ¡guau! Me la apagaba. Y venía la brisa, ¡guau! Me la apagaba. Como algo invisible venía y la asombraba.
Come on, let's dance.
All right.
Venía y la asombraba. Yo tenía una luz que a mí me
I hope Debbie doesn't get jealous. A mí me alumbraba. A mí me alumbraba. ¡Fua! ¡Fua!
cerraba mis ojos y a Dios buscaba. Cerraba mis ojos y a Dios buscaba. Yo tenía una luz que a mí me alumbraba. Y venía la brisa, ¡guau! Me la apagaba. Yo tenía una luz que a mí me alumbraba. Yo tenía una luz que a mí me alumbraba.
Y venía la brisa, ¡fua! Y venía la brisa, ¡fua! Woo! Way to go, Pepe Maribel!
Ooh.
Woo! I forgot his name. Hi, monkey. Yo tenía una luz y venía la brisa. ¡Fua! Whoop.
Después no prendía, aunque yo tratara. Después
And residents, if you know this song, sing along.
A mí me alumbraba, yo tenía una luz y venía la brisa, ¡fua! Y venía la brisa, ¡fua! Tenía una luz que a mí me alumbraba.
All right, wasn't that a beautiful song?
All right.
All
Let me
right,
step
let's
to
give
the
a
side.
toast. Let's give a toast.
Oh, yeah, why not? A toast to everyone upstairs.
Yes, all our residents.
We miss you all
We
for
miss you all.
Spanish Parranda. And here's to you with Maribel's Coquito. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
Salud.
Salud.
better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, he knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. You better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming. Santa Claus is coming to town. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile, and on every street corner you'll hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is the new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, then pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man, but you can do the job when we're in town. Later on we'll conspire as we dream by the fire, to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in the winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman, then pretend that he is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. To face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, all the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making seasons bright. Oh, what fun it is to sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways,